finding the square root of a number. So we all know what the square root of 4 is. Okay? We know that 2 times 2 will equal 4, so it will equal that. But what if we come across a number that's a little bit different? We know it's not a true square root because we know nothing that we multiply together will give us 33. So 10 times 10 is 100, 5 times 5 is 25, 6 times 6 is 36. But what do we know before we look at this number here? Well, what we do know is that 1 times 1 will equal 2. So we know that the square root of 2 equals 1. 2 times 2, we know. 3 times 3, we know. And we could work out every single one of them, and we'd end up with numbers all the way up to 9 and 10 times, and even up to 12 times if we went that far. So I'll just finish up these. 25, and then you go 6 times 6 equals 36, and then you go 7 times 7 equals 49, and then you go 8 times 8 equals 64, and then 9 times 9 equals 81, and then 10 times 10 will equal 100, and we could keep going on and on. 11 times 11, 12 times 12. So if we were to look at that now, we know that the root of 4, or what two numbers together gives you 4, we know it's going to be 2. So the root of 9 will give you 3. The root of 16 will give you 4. The root of 25 will give you 5. The square root of 36 will give you 6. And the square root of 49 will give you 7. The root of 64 will give you 8. And I'm just simply looking at what two numbers multiplied together that are the same will give you 64. The root of 81 equals 9. And the root of 100 equals 10. So those are the common square roots. We know these numbers are perfect. They have perfect squares. They are perfect squares. But we're not interested in that. We're interested at 33, the root of 33. Well, let's put the root of 33 right here. So what we want to do is look at two things. We want to see what number might come before root 33 and what number might come after root 33. So we're putting this here less than and greater than sign right on each side of it. So we want the number that comes before root 33 and the number that comes after. So let's go back here and see. Well, we got root 9, root 16, root 25, and root 36. Well, root 25 is the closest perfect square we have before root 33. So we got root 25 comes before it. What's the other root that comes after it? Well, we've got root 36 is the one that comes after it. Now, remember, we know what root 25 is. If we work it out, what times what will give you 25? Well, the root of 25 is 5. So this here, whole thing here, becomes 5. So 5 is less than root 33, which is less than, well, what's root 36 when we work it out? Well, what times what is 36? And the answer is 6. So we put all of this, all of this here changes to 6. So now we know that root 33 is going to be somewhere between, the answer is going to be between 5 and between 6. And the only real way to work that out then is using a calculator. So I'll take out my calculator, and I want to find out what times what will give me 33. And of course this calculator doesn't have it on there. Let me see if I can get, there we go. Now, we're going to find out what's the root of 33. So where's 33? There we go. And I want to find out what the root of that is. Let me see. And the root is, not there. Okay. Okay, I got myself a calculator here again. So I want to know what the root of 33 is. So I simply go the root of 33, and I'll click that one right there. The answer is 5.7. Okay, so all I did was punch in 33 and then press the root sign, and my answer is 5.7. And we know it was going to be between 5 and 6 anyway. And of course our answer is 5.7 for our root of 33. Now we know it didn't work out perfectly because there was a whole lot of places after the decimal, but we just went to one place after the decimal. So it's going to be about 5.7. If I were to do another one, let's say I wanted to take the root of 55. Well, if I take that 55 and put it right here, let's go back and see what comes before root 55. That's a perfect square. Well, there's root 49, and there's root 64. So root 49 will come before it, and root 64 will come after it. So I'll put in root, root 49 is less than it, but then we'll go root 64 is going to be greater than that. Now if I work out root 49 and I look back, 7 times 7 is 49. So the answer is 7. And if I look at 64, well, 8 times 8 is 64. So the answer root of 64 is 8. So we know our answer is going to be between 7 and between 8, because 7 is less than root 55, but 8 is greater than root 55. So let's go back to our trusty calculator and do our root of 55. So I'll punch in 5, 5, and then press the root symbol on the calculator, and I'm going to go one decimal place, which is 7.4 is your answer. And let's see if that makes sense. 7.4 is less than 8? Sure it is. And is it greater than 7? Yes. So our answer of root 55 is about 7.4. So that's how you find the square root of any number, first by estimating it, by figuring out which one would go before and which one would come after. That's a perfect square.